Good.
We on.
Welcome back. Straight Talk. PGR. Got Coach. We had a guest on. See what happened to him. Jamaric, you still there?
Something happened to his phone. Introduce him real quick while he get back together.
Cool. So tonight's guest is Ja'Maric Morris, 6'2" DB. I want to say senior at UCF. Currently, you was formerly at Georgia Military Academy. I mean, had a good year there. Played corner. He made about 26 tackles and had 4 interceptions in 2021. Then transferred to Hutchinson Community College and even had a better year. He had 33 tackles, 2 sacks, and 5 picks in 2022 and had 2 pick sixes. Now he's at UCF playing DB there. Definitely want to talk to him, get his story. Let me see. Oh, he's back. There you go. What's up,
I'm back. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened.
No, you good. You good. How you doing, man? Say what's up to everybody.
Hey everybody. Ja'Maric Morris here from the University of Central Florida. Cornerback, junior. Just wanted to say what's up to everybody.
Yeah, man. So I just introduced you. I mean, you went to we knew each other from last spring, you know, at UCF. So we got a couple people on. I hit you up because post grad recruits, we target post grad kids and JUCO kids, and I know you went that route. Tell me about your story, bro. Like, talk to me about Georgia Military. Talk to me about Hutch. How did it make you as how did it make you to the guy you are today?
I'll say what ended up how I ended up going to Georgia Military. I went to a school called Timminsville High School in South Carolina, a small 1A school. I graduated with 27 people. So it was kind of like my coach.
Wait a minute, 27 people was in your graduation class?
Yeah, only 27 people.
He's just gonna skip over that. Dang.
It's regular for him. It's regular.
Only 27 people. So it was kind of like, I really didn't get the exposure that everybody else had gotten. And my coach, he was old school. So my coach, he coached my dad, my granddad. So he really wasn't on the social media thing. So kind of going into my 11th grade year. My 12th grade year, we had ended up getting a new coach. His name was Ronnie Baker. Shout out to Coach Baker. He ended up helping me at a little JUCO. I wouldn't say it's kind of like a camp, but it's kind of like where you could put all your information out there, send your video to coaches. And I ended up going to Georgia Military my freshman year. I got hurt. I didn't play. I had got a turf toe injury. So that was going into 2019. 2020 was COVID. I didn't play. We didn't even have a season, so it was really just doing classes online. I was back home in South Carolina, really just doing nothing, really just playing the game, waking up, doing schoolwork. Then after that, we had a season in 2021. I think I kind of did, pretty decent, but I really didn't have the offers that I wanted. So my coach was telling me that, no D1 school is going to come here because I'm kind of like a late bloomer. So he was like, I don't want you back here because you've been here for a little minute. So I ended up going home for 5 months. Probably around June or July 2022. I was kind of decided between going back JUCO and going to D2 at West Georgia. So I was I wanted to bet on myself. So I ended up going to Hutch. Ended up having a great season. We finished 13-1. I finished with 30-something offers. And now
Boy, dang, that was you definitely bet on yourself. Hey, it's a big risk, bring big rewards. So you had 30 offers off of that one season.
Yes.
Dang. I mean, that's a long road. Like that. I mean, the title of the like when Jarrell told me about your story a little bit, I like that's a long road. There's a lot of cats that I know that took roads that long. Man, like what was your mindset going through that?
When I got to Georgia military, I kind of like I really didn't like coming out of high school. You thinking it's kind of like all fun and games. You gonna party, but going to Georgia military is like they gonna teach you to it's gonna separate you from the boys, the men, because you waking up early, doing military stuff.
Yeah,
It was days like where I cried because I'm like I had no TV. Like we had to go to bed at a certain time. They had to tell you what to wear. You had to wear a military suit from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. to when you get out of practice. You put it back on. Then you doing stuff at night. So it was kind of like that routine was kind of like it really wasn't. At first, I was like it really wasn't for me, but I still thank my coaches and like everybody in that military program because it helped me like who I am as I am today.
yeah, that's a process for sure.
Yep.
That's definitely a process. I mean, shoot, that's real. Talking about you cried, shit, I think I would too. Yeah, that's the same thing. I mean, that routine, the same thing over and over every single day. You know what I mean? And the only thing all you can do is just focus on your goal and what you're trying to get to. But I know sometimes it was like, man, they ain't even worth it. I know sometimes
Oh yeah, yeah. It was plenty nights. I'm like, I don't even know if the like if it worth it going Division 1 like from a military school. Like I called my mom. I told my mom like I can't even do it no more. I'd rather just be back home.
you ain't the first or the last. Sure, it dude that at D1 schools that still call their mom and be like, I don't know if I can do
Yes.
it. So I'm tell you that right now. Has that process though made it easier for you now? You know, being at UCF and now it's like, all right, I done been through it, so this is a little bit easier, or is it still difficult?
I'll say it really kind of like for all the kids that's going, the JUCO route and then trying to come Division 1, it's kind of like really a big adjustment because it's like how can I explain it? From JUCO is like you playing in the system, so it's kind of like you can really like freelance a little bit, but here it's kind of like a business. So like your coach, he got to feed his family,
Mm-hmm.
so he really put the best players out there. So if you really not playing up to par, then it's like you won't play. But it's really still like when you get here, don't get settled. You gotta grind. Like
Right.
it's a grind every day because everybody trying to make it to the NFL, but it's kind of like that 1% that really will make it. But
Right,
if you if you want to get there, then you just have to put in the work.
Mm-hmm.
right. So what's your major there?
Interdisciplinary studies.
Okay, interdisciplinary studies.
Mm-hmm.
So that's gonna put you in the realm of what do you call it? Like corrections and stuff like that? Or what?
Uh, on this one, I'm gonna have to go to Jarrell because Jarrell he got me right when I first got here.
So
So
like
he got
so like
out.
when I was in academics at UCF, what we usually do is if you're a transfer, um, it's a major called interdisciplinary studies. So say because some schools don't every school don't have the same major. So
Right.
when he
Right.
had Georgia Military and Hutch, we wanted to get something, that was close to what he was in, but also give him the opportunity to kind of branch out and see other majors out there. So it's kind of
Right.
like you kind of build your own major. You still take the same core classes. You take your math. You take, your 2 Englishes. You take your 2 histories, things like that. But J'Maric's been leaning more towards more towards criminology, right?
Yeah.
Like so, he's taking a bunch of like crim classes, and it's like he's putting it all together. So he's branching out on different things where he's kind of seeing what he likes and what he doesn't like. So
Right. Gotcha.
interdisciplinary, kind of like I wouldn't say it's general studies, but it's kind of you kind of build what you want to do with it.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So you take it in the direction you want to take it in.
exactly.
Cool. So how that going for you, man?
It's going good. Since like Jarrell when I got here, like he been the best advisor like I probably like had at any other school.
Yeah.
But he stayed on track. He always was on me like since I got here. Make sure I do my work. And it's still the same with my other advisor, but I'm on track to graduate in April.
Yep.
Right. So like you saying that, like, so when you was at the other schools, when you was at the JUCO, you know, on those going to those. Like, who stayed on you? Like, was it like a self-discipline thing? Like, you had to stay on yourself and keep yourself motivated to keep going?
When I was at Georgia military, like it was kind of really strictly just like military stuff, and like our advisor was really our head coach. Uh, but it had changed when I went to Hutch. Miss Ellis, Miss Ellis, she was the advisor over like 120 something kids, and she helped all of us. Really, majority of the class that I had left from Hutch, all of us had went Division 1. So she made sure she stayed on top of us. So it was kind of like at Georgia military, it was really like self discipline. But when I got to Hutch, it was like things were different. They really kind of treat that program like a Division 1 program.
Mm-hmm.
Got you. Got you. Dang. Girl, you got a good one on tonight, man.
Man, I mean, I think there's something important who those who listen out there. I mean, you see the title "Long Road Still Leads to a Destination." I mean, and this is still part of the road. Like we still climbing to get to where we want to be. And I think a key takeaway is we talk about somebody or an individual or a group of people as somebody always pushing us. Like no one can ever do something by themselves. I don't care who you is. I don't care if you're LeBron
Right.
James.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
I don't care who you like, LeBron James, Brady, all the great ones. They
Right.
always got somebody in their corner pushing them. Whether it's your wife, your girl, whether it's your
Mm-hmm.
boys, your head coach, advisor. For when Ja'Maric got there, because I want to make sure, he was on track. Like I want to make sure his graduation wasn't pushed back. I want to make sure that I can handle everything for him in the classroom while he could, focus on more football stuff because he's gonna be taken care of when he get to academics. So
Mm-hmm.
it's always people, even Addy and Gibbs, your DB coaches and defensive coordinators, like they're gonna make sure you good. They're gonna put you in the right spots on the field. It's just up to you to make a play. It's up to you
Right.
to shine in your moment. So I think that's the key for those who listen out here. I mean, it can happen. It really can happen.
Yeah.
It
You
really
have the
can.
good.
Like
Make sure you have the people around you that's positive and want to see you do great.
Man, tell me, Morris, you had some doubters on your way? You had some people like, man, just give it up.
oh yeah, especially like well where I come from, Timminsville, South Carolina, is like we got a lot of good athletes, but they don't really have nobody like to push them. But I say like people in my town kind of like always thought I had it like made because my dad played at the University of Clemson, and he played in the NFL for a little bit in Canadian ball, arena ball. My uncle played at the HBCU, South Carolina State. He played for the Tennessee Titans for like 3-4 years, and so it was kind of like people always thought that I had it like made, but it was really like in our household, it was kind of like everybody like wants you to kind of like my family wanted me to just branch out and go like my own route, like but I still end up taking the same route as my dad and my uncle going JUCO, but I'm here now, so it was like I say I really proved my doubters wrong, but
Right.
Hell yeah.
I still got another level I can take it to.
So I mean, people say you got it made. I don't think it's more so that you had made it in the sense that you had people that you could, emulate. That you had people that you could look at and be like, all right, he knew how to grind. So you had that mentality like I had to grind to get where I want to get to. You know what I mean? So that's the only thing you had it made with was having people that you could look at and be like, okay, I know how to get there. And you did it. You know what I mean? Because your dad did it, your uncle did it, and they had to grind to get there. You said both of them went junior college route too, right?
Yeah, they both
Yeah,
went
see.
to
So I mean, and then who knows if you would have went to, been in a bigger town, saying they say they're gonna find you where you at. Sometimes that's true, and sometimes when you graduate with 27 people, I mean,
yeah,
27 people.
they'll eventually gonna find you. But it was like that's why I said I kind of like to say like all the small school guys like don't even try to go to a bigger school. Like It sometimes it's not worth it. Like, maybe I know you want to compete for the rings, the accolades, or maybe you just want to get the exposure. But the coach is gonna find you regardless.
Right.
They gonna find
Yep.
Right. I mean, it's just about that grind and that mentality. You gotta be hungry for it.
you. Oh yeah,
You gotta go get it.
that mentality really just kind of like really just gotta put like you really just gotta like excel. You gotta really just not I'll say not compare, but you really just gotta see yourself from like somebody else. Like when I first got here, I knew like the stuff that I had to work on. Like I knew the stuff that I got away with in junior college would not work here.
Yeah.
Remember my
Exactly.
first spring practice, I was telling Jarrell, I'm like, Jarrell, like these boys fast, they strong. It's the stuff I did in junior college I can't do here. Jarrell was like, you find different ways, try different techniques, and that helped me because I'm thinking like I'm finna just come up here and just jam the whole receiver core, but it don't work like that.
Nah,
Like everybody,
don't. You found out real quick the mental part of the football of the game.
yeah,
Because
very quick.
everybody athletic. Now you gotta figure out how to beat them. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know where their position is, what route they probably about to run, and everything now.
Yep.
Just
Yeah,
so
because
you can be in the
I
right
was
spot.
guarding tight ends. I'm like, okay, I know tight ends not faster than me, but these guys here moving. It don't matter what position they play, they moving.
Right.
Brown, exactly.
Right. And then now y'all done moved up and to a new conference and thing. So were you here before? Is this your first or second year at UCF?
This is my first year. I was
Oh, okay.
early. I got here in January.
Oh, okay. So they brought you in with the new move. So that means you a dog, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to toot my horn a little bit, but yeah.
Because for them to bring you in with the new move, no, they was about to make that transition. Like right now, they got to upgrade. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to upgrade the talent level. So I mean, so how is that competing right now? I mean, what that room look like? The DB room is tough, huh?
Oh yeah, it's tough. You got guys that's been here for like 4 or 5 years. So it's like to say that, I still got 2 years of eligibility left. I'm kind of like a sponge. I'm really soaking everything up from those guys because I know those guys gonna be gone. So it's kind of like I really have to step up, next year or really whenever it's time for me throughout the season because we like right now we going through a lot of injuries.
Mhm.
We've been on the losing streak, so people got they ways of acting and how they feel towards the season. But regardless, I'm still regardless what our record is, I'm ready to go.
Right.
Right.
Right. I mean, because you had to work to get to that point, regardless. So, I mean, your mindset is a little different because you had to work to get to where you at, and now you there. And now, like, so I'm gonna make a name where I'm at. So
Exactly.
I definitely get that, man. I mean, that your road was definitely a long one. I mean, and you met your goal of getting D1, and now it's on to the next goal. You know what I mean? Make it to that next level. Um, so I mean, I'm gonna be watching now. Now I'm gonna be watching. I'm gonna be waiting.
Oh yeah, just watch.
How you how the hamstring feel? I know you said you was coming off a hamstring. How you feeling right now? How's your body feeling?
I'm kind of like really in a phase of really fully recovering. I pulled it at practice, probably like against Kansas State. I pulled it like 2 days before we had left, so I really just kind of been like sidelined with the injury. But I really just been in the training room. Well, not yeah, training room like 2 times a day, working on my hammy.
Hmm. I mean, with that, like we already talking about a long road. You come into your first like fall season, then you get hurt. What's going through your mind? Like what's keeping you? What's still keeping you? You feel me? What's keeping you going to like this all worth it? I'm gonna keep pushing. What's keeping you going?
At first when I got hurt, the first thing that probably goes through everybody's mind is, oh, you gonna fall in the depth chart. Your spot is taken. I felt like when I first got hurt, I felt down because I already knew like the net is next man up mentality.
Yep.
I kind of got in my feelings a little bit. But eventually I had kind of like talked to my pastor back home, and she really just told her to pray for me, and my mom, she gave me some encouraging words, and with that, I just kind of like not, took it with a grain of salt. It was like it's a business, but at the same time, I gotta, be a man and watch my health and make sure that I can be 100% whenever my coach need me again.
Mhm.
I mean, man, just talking to you, I mean, without even asking you these questions, like you can already tell that, man, just from the listening conversation, the reason you are where you are is because, I mean, you believe in something, you're a man of faith, you know what I mean? You motivated, you know what I mean? You ain't afraid of working, and I mean, you're strong mentally. Because you got to be mentally strong to go through what you went through. Because I mean, I transferred from Division III school to Troy University back in 2008. You know what I mean? And that was the toughest thing I ever did. I had to sit out a year because the transferring, you couldn't just transfer and play. You had to sit out. And I ain't sit. That was my first year not playing football since I was like maybe 6. So that was tough. That was the toughest thing I ever went through. You know what I mean? So you gotta be mentally strong to be able to go through those moves that you went through. So that says a lot about your character.
Yep.
So I mean, you just gotta keep going, man, and you're gonna get where you're trying to go because of those traits. You're gonna make it where you're trying to get to.
Oh yes, sir. Most definitely. Just gotta, stay strong minded, and obstacles gonna come within anything that you do. I kind of seen that firsthand from Georgia military to Hutch to here. It always a setback, but regardless, you just keep pushing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Sure.
What else you got for him, Jarrell, before we let him get out of here, man? I know
I
they
got
got
one more.
practice in the morning.
They got AM practice.
Tomorrow's our last day of practice, so we really don't start practice until 9:30.
Okay.
I'm up late on the game.
No, listen, I'm laughing because he said 9:30, like that's late. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
It's
Because
cats out
we
there right
usually
now like 9:30.
yeah
Yeah.
nine
We
thirty.
get
Like
happy when you're 9:30.
he said that
When
like
Thursdays. I
I'm
love
about to
when
sleep
Thursdays come
in
around.
good.
I love when Thursdays come around because I know, oh yeah, we can stay up late. Practice ain't until later on throughout the day. Practice only an hour tomorrow. So
Yep.
that's why I say all the young cats out there, when Thursday comes, have a smile on your face because practice gonna be short.
Who y'all
That's
got this?
funny.
Y'all go to where y'all go this week?
Oh, we got to buy. So
Oh,
we
bye
go
week.
to
Bye
Oklahoma.
Okay.
week. Bye week, and then what? Y'all go to Oklahoma?
Yep.
Bet.
He said, I'm about to sleep in. Yeah,
Yeah. Bye
Yep.
9
week.
Sleep
o'clock,
in. We
9
gonna sleep
a.m.
all night.
But nah, last question for you, bro. What was I about to say? If you could, like, with what you know now and what you've been through in your journey, say you could go back to when you was at Georgia Military or Hutch, what's one thing, if you could take everything you know now, what's one thing you would go back and tell another JUCO kid that could be similar in your shoes? What's like some advice you would tell them, with your whole process where you're at right now?
The things that I know now from like if I can go back and tell someone else that's taking like the JUCO route,
Right. Mm-hmm.
uh, I'll say don't take it for granted. Because I'll say that within a sense because my freshman year I definitely took college for granted because I'm just coming just fresh out of high school, not living with my mom, uh, really just like going out every weekend, kind of like doing schoolwork late, not going to classes. But when you first get to, JUCO, you have to take it serious because now, players can leave like their freshman year if they're qualified. So
Right.
in a sense, I wasn't qualified, so I really just kind of like saying like, oh yeah, I'm not a qualifier, so I really don't have to be much as responsible as somebody that's graduating in December. So really make sure you stay on top of your work, your 2 years in JUCO, but freshman year mostly your freshman year, take that very serious.
Y'all hit it out there, my guys listening, my JUCO guys. Man, this the one right here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one, man. We appreciate you for getting on with us, man, and sharing your story with us, man, because somebody needs to hear it. And I mean, hey, that motivation probably just helps somebody to get through the rest of their season. Because somebody right now ready to be like, man, I'm done with this. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you getting on and being able to share that with us, man. Really do.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all for having me. For anybody that's watching this, any high school players, college players that's taking the Juco route, you can add me on Instagram and I'll answer all questions. Underscore
Tell me your Instagram and your
Morris
Twitter, bro.
dot 18. Twitter is JA'Maric Morris 6.
And say your Instagram again.
My Instagram is 2_ JMorris.18.
I got it here, guys. I got
Hey,
it here.
go follow that guy. We trying to get NIL deals around here. Go follow that guy. And get them.
Answer all questions. Yo, you can hit me. I'll follow back.
Sure, go show some love, man.
Yes.
Hey, appreciate you, man. Hey, we get at you, man. We're gonna keep up with you.
Yeah, get healthy, bro. Y'all got a big one next Saturday. It's gonna be deep in Norman.
It is. You know, Gus already on heels with that.
Yo, I already know I know he probably licking his lips, just ready to play the game, bro. I know you ready to play. It's gonna be what they top 5.
Yeah, they number 5. They went from 11 to 5 after they beat Texas.
That boy Dylan, you know that boy Dylan gonna come for some blood. UCF is old home.
Yeah. He been talking to some of the guys here. He was already saying they gonna put up some points on us. So
yeah, I know he was talking. This trash.
It's gonna be a fight. It's gonna be a battle.
Yeah.
It is. We not gonna go down without a fight. But I can't speak on that too early. Don't let me. I'm just saying because I play for UCF. I'm on
right.
Already.
All right. I mean, that's how it should be. But hey, appreciate you, man. We're gonna be watching, man. Hey, be safe, get healed up.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate you, bro, for having me on the podcast.
Yes, sir.
All right, Jarrell.
Talk to you, my man.